Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground exclusively on YouTube. You know it gotta be that way. But we were talking about today is the New York Knicks winning 133 to 120 versus the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies go to 4-8 and 1-3 on the road, and the Knicks go to 7-3 and 7-0 at home. The Knicks won the first quarter 42-30. They won the second quarter 35-24, and the game was basically over at that point going into halftime and going into the third quarter. Memphis did win the third quarter 39-37, in the fourth quarter 27-19, but it did not matter because the Knicks still won by double figures. And even when the Grizzlies cut it to single digit, it wasn't really, well, when they cut it to 10, it wasn't really a threat because they couldn't stop the Knicks. The Knicks kept generating good shots and high percentage shots throughout the entire game because of defensive breakdowns that the Grizzlies kept having, and it put them in a tough situation. They just couldn't come back from it. Jaren Jackson Jr., 30 minutes, 19.6 rebounds, one of those offensive with 3 assists. He also had 5 turnovers. He was 7 of 14 from the field. That's 50%. And he also did 50% from three, going 2 of 4, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. That's 75%. But he did foul out in this game with 6 personal fouls, and he was a +7 and plus minus. Like I said, Jaren Jackson is a good player, and he did have a good game. You just wish he never fouled out, but I don't think they was going to win the game anyway, to be honest. Jalen Wells, 29 minutes. He had 18 points, which was good. 4 assists, also 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and a turnover with 1 personal foul. He was a -6 and plus minus, but finished 7 of 11 from the field. That's 63%. And he was 4 of 7 from three. That's 57%. He was always at the right spot at the right time, and it was just about knocking down a shot when he was able to get there, which he is a good player at that. Jock Landale, 26 minutes, 8 points, 8 boards. One of them was offensive with an assist, a block, and a turnover. He was 4 of 7 from the field, took good shots too, basically majority of the game, but he did go 0 of 2 for 3, even though they was open. 4 personal fouls, and he was a -14 and plus minus. Katavious Caldwell-Pope played only 15 minutes in this game. He finished with 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, and was 2 of 3 from the field, 66%. But he did miss his only three and took no free throws. He was a -19 in plus minus. Ja Morant still struggling with his shot and his shooting and his finishing ability. 34 minutes, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 10 assists. He still finished with a double-double, but that came with 3 personal fouls and 8 turnovers in this game. He was just getting the ball poked away from him over and over again and just couldn't read the floor clearly enough, or he was just a little bit too predictable also, which worked in the favor of the Knicks. But he was also 4 of 14 from the field, 28% too, and 2 of 6 from three, 33%. He did go 6 of 6 from the free throw line, which was good, but this was a bad game for Ja. He has to play at an all-star level or higher for Memphis to be taken seriously. You can say the same thing about Jaren Jackson, but if they're not going to do that, they're just going to be another team in the West, and that's what they don't want to be. 3 personal fouls and a -17 and plus minus. Santi Aldama, 30 minutes, 19.7 rebounds, 3 assists, 8 of 10 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. 2 personal fouls and a -11 and plus minus. He was their best player to me. He kept attacking the paint real well. He kept making the right decisions when he had the ball, aka no turnovers, and he also knocked down his threes. The problem was he went 2 of 4 from the free throw line. That's as bad as he can get for him because he played that well. And he also had, more rebounds than the starters besides Jock Landale. Cedric Howard, 30 minutes also, 11 points this game. He had 5 assists, 3 rebounds, one of them was offensive with 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 2 turnovers. But he was only 3 of 10 from the field in this game, 30%, mainly because he was 0 of 5 from three. But he also did go 5 of 6 from the free throw line. That's 83% with a personal foul and was a -5 and plus minus. John Concar, 3 minutes, 1 rebound. He also had 1 personal foul, was a -17 and plus minus. Vince Williams Jr. was getting in the right spots and knocking him down. Also, he finished with the second most points with 14 off the bench. He also had 9 rebounds and 2 of them was offensive and 6 assists, but he did have 5 turnovers in this game, although he didn't commit a personal foul. He was 4 of 7 from the field, 57%, 3 of 5 from three, 60%, and 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He was a +7 in plus minus. Cam Spencer had a good game. He ended up playing 19 minutes and finished with 11 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. And he was 4 of 8 from the field and 2 of 5 from three and 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He also had 44 rebounds, 36 assists, 7 steals, 3 blocks, and 22 turnovers. He was 43 of 84, 51%. 14 to 38, 36%, 20 to 24, 83%, and he had 20 personal fouls. And then the New York Knicks, OG Anunoby and the rest of the gang ended up going in double figures. No starter didn't have double figures in points. And OG Anunoby had a good game attacking the basket, hitting jump shots, and everything that comes with scoring. He did it all around in his game. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 4 turnovers, 7 of 17 from the field, 41%. 1 to 10 from three, 10%. 1 to 2 from the free throw line, 50%. 5 personal fouls and a +24 in plus minus. I like what he was doing out there. Didn't shoot the ball crazy and missed a whole lot of threes, but that's just because he just didn't have it going. But he had good looks all game because Memphis defense was in a bad position, and the Knicks just had fun, getting open shots after open shots, and he was just not able to knock them down, but everybody else did, even from three. Karl-Anthony Towns, 32 minutes. He had 21 points and 13 boards, a double-double. 4 of his rebounds was offensive, 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers. He was also 7 of 17 from the field because he went 3 of 8 from three. That's 37%, but he also went 4 or 5 from the free throw line, 80%. He had 4 personal fouls. He missed some gimmies and some open ones, but he's not perfect. He's not going to make every shot, and he didn't, but he still was aggressive and looked for his shot and made enough of them. You can say the same thing about Mikal Bridges. He had 38 minutes played and 22 points and 7 rebounds, and 4 was offensive with 5 assists, 4 steals, 8 of 17 from the field, 47%, 3 of 9 from three, 33%, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 75%, and a +1 and plus minus. I like what Mikal Bridges was doing defensively. I like how he was getting some good looks, from three or from attacking the paint. He just did a good job of just slowing down and trying to take the shot, confidently and just try to knock it down. Landry Shamet, he did a good job putting the ball in the basket, whether it was a tip in or a three. 21 minutes, 10 points for him, 1 rebound, 1 assist, no turnovers, but he did have 4 personal fouls and was 3 of 5 from the field, 60%, 2 of 4 from three, 50%, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And then Jalen Brunson, 36 minutes, 32 points, had the most points in the game, and he also had 10 assists. So a double-double for him, 5 rebounds. He did have 6 turnovers, but he wasn't really working for some of his baskets. Some of them were just open looks. He just had to knock them down. Some he did have to create on his own. He's getting better looks now in the system with Mike Brown, same with Towns in this game. You can just say it was the Memphis defense too, and their activity and their hustle just wasn't there, and their communication wasn't there, and the Knicks were just taking advantage of it. But you still have to beat the good and the bad teams anyway, and they ended up beating one today. 11 to 19 from the field, 57%, 6 of 9 from three, majority of them was open, 66%, and he also made all his free throws, 4 of 4, 1 personal foul and a +22 and plus minus. Yabusele, 15 minutes, 2 points, 6 rebounds, 1 of those offensive, 1 assist, 1 of 3 from the field, 33%, or 1 from 3, a +13 and plus minus. Jordan Clarkson came off the bench and got double figures with 13 and 17 minutes. He also had 3 rebounds and 2 assists and a turnover, 5 of 7 from the field, 71%, 3 of 5 from 3, 60%, 3 personal fouls and a +8 and plus minus. Josh Hart, 30 minutes, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover, 2 of 7 from the field, 28%, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 33%, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 4 personal fouls and a +6 and plus minus. He was attacking the basket. He knocked down the three. He was making the right reads when he had the ball in his hands, and he kept collapsing the defense too, and he brought it defensively. And then Miles McBride kept getting open from three, especially at the top of the key. He went 3 of 6 from three, 50%. That was all his field goal attempts. He didn't have any free throws, so he finished with 9 points in 16 minutes with 1 rebound and 2 assists. The rest of the guys did not play, although they was healthy. Coach's decision, both teams had 44 rebounds. They had 1 less assist as a team with 35 compared to the 36 of the Grizzlies. They actually had more steals. They had 12 compared to the 7 by the Grizzlies. And then 2 blocks while the Grizzlies had 3. 14 turnovers. They had less than the Grizzlies. They also shot it better from 3, 22 of 55, 40%. 47 to 98 from the field. That's 48%. They shot less than the Grizzlies from there. And then it was 17 to 20, 85% from the free throw line. They took less free throws, but they made it at a better rate. And they also committed 1 more personal foul than the Grizzlies, but it did not matter because the Knicks had their hands all over the Grizzlies and was doing and getting whatever they wanted. And they just had to go out there and just put it in the basket through 4 quarters and just be happy that the game was a little bit easy for them. But like I said, these are games you can lose just not by putting in the work, just taking a day off or not working on your shot. And their shots was there and their execution was there. And then it was just about making sure they don't have that late game push or that run that can help them lose this game. And they built this lead. They had a good game plan. They had good ideas. They had great, knowledge of what they was trying to do. Then they just had to end the game with the win. And after that, they happy about it. They should have won this one. They was the better team on paper. And they got it done. Now on to the next one. And the Grizzlies, you went against a team that was superior. You went to a team that's better than you on both ends of the court. You competed. You gave yourself a chance a little bit in the fourth. You just waited too late. You just got too far behind. And at the end of the day, that's on your own fault. And you didn't defend well enough either. And it ended up helping you lose this game faster. And it never was a game, in my personal opinion, because they were still down by double figures even in the fourth quarter for the most part. Comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell to get the analysis when it first come out. I do conversation videos just like this about various NBA only topics. Plus, I also do breakdowns of real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. And I also do mock draft and draft coverage. Not only that, I also do have over 3,000 plus videos on my channel that you can watch right now, and it's all for free. And on top of that, I also try to upload every day throughout the day to always give y'all something to watch and look forward to when it comes to basketball and NBA content. Other than that, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for checking out the channel. Thank y'all for appreciating the channel for what it is and continuing to come back. Thank y'all for showing love and respect for me and my analysis and the things I show you and I have to say about this beautiful game of basketball that we share interest and love for when it comes to just enjoying the game. Other than that, I'm gone for now. Peace. And I'll see you guys later with more analysis, hopefully today and tomorrow. And other than that, I'm gone for now.